Greetings, friends, and it's the Grumpy Old Man, broadcasting live from Studio B here at WDWL TV, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard. And no vulture appearance today. He's actually he had someone volunteer to preen his feathers. Yeah. He's going to come out, all coiffed up. But it's just a one-time thing. He's not getting his own, personal feather preener. Jesus. Today, we are testing a cute little, look at this little microphone. Look at this. Is that not adorable? It's a blue raspberry. And from what I have determined, it's no longer produced. I went on the Blue Microphone Logitech website today. Can't find one thing on it. And this is brand new. Cute little thing. I'm hoping that it's not blowing your ears out. This one has different adjustments as far as the gain. It tells me in the instructions. See that green light? If this green light goes yellow or red, it means that the gain is up too high. I turned this thing up all the way, and there was no yellow or red light. So I have no idea. I basically went in and adjusted on the Prism audio mixer. I mean, it's basically showing at a minus dB, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could be blowing everybody's eardrums out right now. So I have marked where I have it set right now. And if it's too loud, then I'll make the adjustment accordingly. If it's not loud enough, same thing. I'll do the adjustment accordingly. For some reason, the studio door don't want to stay shut. Yeah, this was the microphone that I've been waiting for, that all my buddy's son would say is, it's going to drive you crazy when you get the box. And then when I opened the box, I was like, oh my God, it's adorable. It's made, it has a little stand. I took the stand off and I put it on a mic stand. It's made for laptop use, laptop or tablet. And it's got this cute little stand. And it's an on-the-go thing. I should have showed you. It's got a neat little carry bag. I just thought it was adorable. I'm not going to use it for regular, broadcast, but if I am out somewhere with my laptop, then basically, yeah, I'll. This is, I mean, it's a miniature of the microphones like that sat on Johnny Carson's desk or that they, used back in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, it's a little shrunken version. It's like somebody took and washed it and it shrunk. I think it's adorable. Hearing that from a 72-year-old man, I know they're like, well, he's losing his marbles. It is. I mean, look at it. It looks like a studio mic that you would have seen on Letterman's desk. I don't know if I can't remember who took over the Tonight Show, whether he's got something like this on his desk. Although the mics on the desks now are phonies because they all wear these lavalier mics with the transmitter that basically is in the pocket of their coat. Yeah, the desk mics are just decoration. Because even if you pay attention to the guests, you'll see that they have a lavalier mic clipped on. Yeah, desk mics are passe, but they use them for decoration. It looks. Although a full size microphone like this would look cool on a desk. I've got a retro 50s mic. If I think of it, I'll bring it out for tomorrow. That is a throwback. The only problem with that one is it's got to be used with a mixer. But I have found the retro microphones from back in the 40s and 50s that are USB. I was kicking around getting one, but how many microphones do I need? But yeah, when he sent this, of course, this one doesn't have a rear mic. Yeah, the Blue Yeti microphones, they have the dual, where this is just single sided. Although let me do something here. Mute button. Yeah, I can mute myself. Now, I'm going on a rant. Because I could not believe what I heard. Talking to a friend of mine over the weekend. And her niece is like first grade. I think she said first grade. And she asked her niece, she says, how are you doing with your cursive writing? And she says, what kind of writing? Cursive. We don't do that. So my friend thought maybe they call it by a different name now. So when her mother came to pick her up, she said, how is she progressing with her cursive writing? And her mother says, they don't teach that in school anymore. That's up to the parents. And I was like, what? What if the parents themselves were not good at cursive writing? You know, there are adults out there today that can barely print. Oh, no, it's up to the parents. You know, I heard that a lot of the courses that we took, like social studies, they don't bother to teach that anymore. Civics, they don't teach that anymore. What are these kids learning in school? You know, next they won't be teaching math. And the theory will be, well, if you're a cashier, the cash register will figure it out for you. You know, if a purchase is 15.50 and someone gives you a 20, you just punch in the register, you know, money tendered, $20. And then the register tells you. What are these kids learning in school? I know what it's boiling down to. They're going to teach the kids how to download apps. Apps! Yeah. Because there's 10,000 apps out there or more, probably a million, maybe more. I heard that you can download an app where you don't have to count your money. You lay it out on a table and you aim your camera at it. You know, you open the app and the camera comes on and you aim the camera at the money. And then it tells you how much money you have. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I didn't research it. But I heard there is an app that will count your money for you. That is what it's going to boil down to. You know, in primary school, they're going to teach the kids how to download apps that apply only from like first grade or kindergarten to sixth grade. And then when you get in middle school, it'll be seventh, eighth, ninth grade apps. And then when you get in high school, you'll get the serious apps, the lifestyle apps, the ones that you really need. And you won't have to even think. You just open your phone and go, let's see, I need an app to tell me how to work the microwave. Okay. Microwave. And you won't even have to learn to spell. There'll be pictures on the app. So you go, oh, I need an app, a microwave app. Okay, there's a picture of a microwave. Tap that app. How to run microwave. Okay, I got the app now. That's what the world is going to boil down to. An app That's what they're going to teach in school. How to download the proper apps for your living style. You know, like how to run a vacuum cleaner. And there'll be a little picture. And it'll be, because there's so many brands of vacuum cleaners, you'll have to scroll through and pick yours. Or you'll just aim your camera at the vacuum cleaner, and it'll come up with your make and model, and it'll tell you how to vacuum. That's what we're boiling down to. Everything's going to be an app. And when my friend's granddaughter started school, she had to have a tablet. A tablet. Not notebooks, pens, pencils, erasers. A tablet. Grumpy is slowly losing what's left of his mind. Yeah. 6 years old. She needed a tablet. Although I'll tell you what. Like I mentioned before, my buddy's 5-year-old grandson runs an iPad like, a pilot flying a 787 Boeing Dreamliner. I realize that, every generation has more technology than we had. Our technology back when I was, in grade school was a transistor radio. And 99% of them were AM because FM was just coming into play. You look at all the cars from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 99.9% of them have an AM radio because that's all we had back in the day. I remember, I forget what year, when FM finally made its big splash. And all cars, high-end cars, like Cadillacs and Lincolns, now equipped with an AM/FM stereo radio. Holy shit. I could see somebody with a new Lincoln, and he picks up his buddy. And he points out, look, I've got that new AM/FM radio. And his buddy is like, God damn, you must be fucking rich. You have an AM/FM and it's stereo? Oh my God. Can we play it? Sure. Well, it just sounds like a radio. Yeah, but it's FM sound, not AM. Oh, okay. Now, it's the opposite. Cars come with FM. There was just a mandatory ruling made by the government that is going to cost car makers billions. And it was a lawsuit filed by the AM Radio Broadcasting Corporation because cars don't have AM radios. It's something about in the wiring harnesses they can't ground them right or something. Some bullshit like that. Yeah. You go in your car now, and it's FM radio. And the car makers are screwed because now they have to figure out how to put AM back on the radios. I believe it's like by September 2025, which would make the cars 2026, must be equipped with FM, AM radios. Yeah. You won't believe Grumpy, go look it up. Yeah, it was a big federal court case. And the car makers lost. And the government said cars must have AM radio. Now, mind you, probably 99.9% of people today either listen to FM or they plug their cell phone in and they have an app for music. You know, it's old timers like me that still listen to AM. And, you know, I'll be the first one to say, there isn't a lot of really, a lot of AM is talk radio. Because the music really sounds better on FM. There are music stations on AM. But 90% of AM is talk radio. But when the AM broadcasting system discovered that cars no longer have AM, they filed a huge lawsuit. And the car makers thought, well, you know, we got the bucks to spend. Screw them. Not. And it was appealed and lost. And I believe 2026 model cars must have AM, FM radios again. Yeah, it's something about, it was either the ground system or the antenna systems. Because, you know, back in the day, if you broke your antenna on your car, you could stick a coat hanger on it and get FM. But you couldn't get AM. You know, you had to have that big multi-section antenna. But it's either the grounding system in the harnesses or the antenna system. But that's the excuse they're given for not having AM radio. And you know, they thought they could sneak by. Because you really don't hear a lot about the radios in cars. Now, what you do hear is how many speakers and how many amplifiers. But you don't hear much about the radio itself. And they did this deliberately, you know. Maybe they won't notice there's no AM. The problem was, the AM Broadcasting Corporation noticed there was no AM. So now, they have to put AM back in the radios. There'll probably be some giant dish on the roof of the new cars, you know. There's the antenna. Looks like a satellite dish on your car. Sorry. I'm going to have to read up on it and find out whether it's something in the wiring, because I've heard two different things, but I would more believe the antenna system. Yeah, like my son's 2016 Impala, FM only. And satellite radio, but no AM, can't get it. Can't get it. Can't even put it on it. No AM. No AM for you. But AM is coming back. You know, AM did advance. You know, there is such a thing as AM stereo. But FM still has a better sound. If you listen to AM stereo and FM stereo, you can tell the difference. And I think that was another reason that the automakers blew away AM, because they couldn't duplicate the sound. Yeah, another thing they tried to sneak by, you know, no more cursive writing. No cursive for you. And when you go buy a new car, no AM for you. Not allowed. But yeah, I could not believe. No cursive. No civics. No social studies. No home ec. No shop classes. I'm like, you know, they tore down my alma mater, John Marshall, and then they built this thing that looks like an office building. And what do they teach? We had shop classes. We had auto shop. We had wood shop. We had electrical shop. We had metal shop. They had a swimming pool. They had an Olympic swimming pool. And the girls had home ec. There was a classroom that was big kitchen. They taught the girls how to cook, how to sew. That's another thing that's gone by the wayside. Sew your own clothes. Now if you sew your own clothes, you're poor. Oh, sewing was big. We had fabric stores. Joanne Fabrics don't exist around here anymore. And you walked in, and there were bolts and bolts and bolts and bolts of material. Every kind of material you would think of. And sewing machines. From the basic little carry-around unit to this big monster embroidery machine. Yeah. Back in my day in school, girls made their own clothes. It was a school project. A girl had to pick a pattern. And then step by step, you had to cut the pattern out and then pin it to material and then, cut the pattern out, go around the pattern, cut the material, and then take and pin the two pieces together and stitch it. And you had two pieces of cloth that were bonded together with thread. And it was clothing. Yeah. We used to make, not we, but another thing we had here in Cleveland, we had Richmond Brothers clothes. And the slogan was, Richmond Brothers, 700 fussy tailors. They made beautiful suits. Oh my God. And you could go right to the factory. Because I worked downtown. And I wanted a nice 3-piece suit. And they measured me. And then about a week later, they called and said, we need to do a test fit. And at that point, they made sure that the coat fit right and the vest and measured the sleeves. Tailors wrote on it with markers. It was a flat, like a flat crayon. They'd mark on the sleeve. And they were, mark here, mark there, make sure the lapels are right. Yeah, you'd walk in and say, I like that material. Okay, let's measure you up. And then about a week and a half, 2 weeks at the most, you had a suit. And you were like, wow. 2 weeks ago, it was that big, long piece of material. And then we sold out. Yep. The American industry sold out. Because they discovered that if we went overseas, instead of paying like $10 an hour labor, we could get that same suit made for $2 an hour labor. But we could charge the same price. Look at the profit we're making. Yeah. The American industry sold out across the board. Like I mentioned once before, I had this wonderful Revere corn popper. Because back in the day, we popped corn. We didn't throw a thing in the microwave and bing, popcorn. We actually had a machine. Well, mine finally, it burned out. I think I was like 30 years old, so it deserved to burn out. And I bought another one, a Revere. And when it got delivered, I picked the box up and I went, I think they forgot to put the popper in here. There ain't no weight to this. Open the box. Yep, there was a corn popper in there. It don't weigh shit. God, my Revere from back, in the 50s, it took 2 people to carry it around. This one, I can pick it up in one hand. So, I looked at the box, and it said, made in Chennai. That explains it. But the box it came in was made in the USA. Yeah. The box was made here, not the corn popper. And every appliance you pick up today is made in Chennai. We sold out. I bet this cup is on, but let me look. I'm going to investigate. Yep. Even this cup, made in Chennai. Yeah. Oh, God. And the coffee maker that I made this coffee in, made in Chennai. But my IR journalism badge was made in America. Yeah. IR journalist. See that? IR journalist. This badge, made in America. That's what we make now. Yep. The thing that really, really fried my ass was when I found out, that little tiny Buick SUV, I think they call it the Encore. It's about the size of a shoebox. It is a cute little thing. Made in Chennai. Yep. Buick. Used to be one of the biggest selling American cars. Proudly made in America. Not no more. If you look on that VIN tag, the sticker when you open the door, it's on the doorpost. It says, manufactured by a division of GM SAIC. That SAIC or SCIA, I think it's SAIC, is the Chennai company. It's the GM division in Chennai. Nowhere on the vehicle does it say, like my buddy's Ford Escape. I think it's an Escape. It says made in Mexico. Yeah, Mexico. Nowhere on the Encore do you see made in Chennai. It just says GM Division SAIC. Because a friend of mine bought one. Bought it for his wife. And one day, I stopped at their house. And I said, how do you like your Chinese-made Buick? What? That's blasphemy. That's a Buick. So he says Buick. Buick. That's a Buick. American car. No. American name. Not American car. Oh, we got into a big flaming ass argument, which Grumpy loves. Grumpy loves flaming ass arguments. And I says, you got your laptop handy? He says, yeah. Can you bring it out in the kitchen? Yeah. And I commenced to show him what those 4 letters meant. Holy shit. I ain't driving no damn Chennai-made automobile. Well, no, you aren't. Your wife is. So he went up to the dealer. Oh, no. The dealer... denied it outright. No. Buick. American car. America. American car name. Not American car made. So he called me from the dealership. And I says, ask him to go to his computer and then show him the website. Because I had him write it down. Because I knew the dealer was going to outright say, oh no, Buick, American car. And he commenced to show the salesman, who already knew. He was just denying. Yeah, Buick, American car name, made in Chennai. And now, there's a big fight going on because Chennai wants to set up a bunch of dealerships here because their cars are way cheaper. Because all they do, they reverse engineer them. Go sometime and look at some of the Chennai cars. They have one that is really close to looking like a Land Rover. And it's called like the Land Crawler or something. Yeah. Because all they do is they bring a car in and they tear it apart and they reverse engineer it. They take every part off the car. And they scan it. it goes into a big computer. And then the computer tells the machines how to stamp the parts and make the car. Yeah. Yeah, take a look sometime. It's amazing how close Chennai-made cars are to cars made around the world. They're not just reverse engineering American cars. They're reverse engineering all kinds of cars. And that's why they can sell them so cheap. And the government is saying, no, we're not going to import a bunch of... There's one that's fighting right now. Cherry Motors. I think it's Chery, not Cherry. Cherry, Chery. They are fighting with the government right now to import and sell those cars. You don't believe Grumpy? Look it up. Chery. Cherry. Like raspberry. The blue. Raspberry. Cherry. Yeah. Yeah, hearing that they no longer teach cursive really set my day off. Almost as bad is when I wanted to return the Starship Enterprise. You know, that big hub that I was going to get my internet with. Yeah, I called them this morning. I need shipping instructions to return the Starship Enterprise. And the girl was like, why? I said, because my internet provider price matched your price. In writing. I got the email right here. I don't want the Starship Enterprise Air Hub. I want to send it back. Well, here's how they get you. When you had to return items, they would email you a shipping label. And you would take the item to the post office. Not no more. You have to take the item to a designated shipper. I have to take this to a designated FedEx shipper. See, before, I could print the label and put it on the box and call to have FedEx pick it up. Same thing with UPS. I knew what time my UPS man comes. Just watch for him and wave. I got a package. Okay, he scans it. Blip. You're good to go. Thank you. No. Can't do that no more. Well, when I discovered the FedEx hub is out at the airport, I was back on the phone. And I said, hey, I ain't driving to the airport. Can't I just give this to the FedEx man when I see him drive down the street? No. Well, I ain't driving to the airport. Okay, we will send you new shipping instructions. Okay. About 15 minutes later, here comes an email. Now, I still have to leave the house. But I only have to go to Walgreens. Yeah, Walgreens. They're a designated UPS FedEx. They're not UPS. They're FedEx. Yeah. Like taking in a prescription. Go back in the corner to the little FedEx window. And then I had to take out my cell phone. Okay? And I had to download the barcode. Trying to get it so the light doesn't. Yeah. So I go back to the FedEx window at Walgreens, and hopefully it'll scan. Yeah, it said take a picture of this barcode. And they will scan it at the Walgreens. It better be scannable, because otherwise Grumpy's going to really be pissed. Yeah, this is what we're coming to. Barcodes and apps. Barcodes and apps. That's what we're coming to. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. In the instructions it said, take your cell phone or tablet and take a picture of the barcode, because it won't print right. Hopefully, it's clear enough. Otherwise, I'm going to tell FedEx. You call AT&T. I'm done. Then this morning, just to make sure, I took out the trusty Obama phone and sent a text message from my Obama phone to my phone, just to make sure it was still working, because they have a bad habit of shutting it off. It worked. That was the high point of the day. Take a picture of the barcode. You know, one of these days we're going to have barcodes on our foreheads. You won't have a name anymore. What's your name? Barcode. You won't have a name. In order to be identified, they'll have scanners. Who are you? Okay, your barcode 347-9A-32649-B. That's me. Okay, you can proceed. Yeah. I have a friend whose son works for the government. And he's got one of them high clearances. And in order to get into the one department, he looks into a scanner that scans his eyes. Yeah. No more fingerprints. It scans your eyes. And then the buzzer goes up, and the door unlocks, and yeah. In order to get into that, he has to put his hand on a screen. And that opens the door. And then he goes and looks. I'm like, holy shit. I'm surprised it's not the next room you lick a stick. Well, open the door. My tongue must be okay. Yeah. I won't be around. But yeah, you'll have a barcode on your forehead. I mean, it's crazy enough the way it is now, Like my son, if he wants to pay for something, he just holds his cell phone out. I'll never forget the first time he did that. He said, "What the hell are you doing?" "I'm paying for your prescription." "With your cell phone?" "I have Apple Pay." "What the fuck is Apple Pay?" "I don't have to carry money. I'm just my iPhone." Jesus Christ. Yeah. He waved his phone. Cha-ching! Here's your prescription, Mr. Grumpy. Thank you. Apple Pay. Then one day, he was messing with his cell phone, and I said, "What are you doing?" "Well, I need more iCloud storage." "You need what?" "I need more cloud storage." What the fuck is cloud storage? You store things in the cloud now. Which one? Storing in the cloud. Yeah. Storing in the cloud. I'm getting too old for this shit. Cloud storage. Apple Pay. Grumpy likes his old way. Ain't gonna happen, though. Technology. Apps. Do you have an app? Do you have our app, sir? Years ago, you had to have a card for everything. Every store had a card. Do you have our card? Sir, do you have our card? Do you want our card? No, I got 7,000 cards. My wallet is the size of a suitcase. Now it's, do you have our app? No. Well, it's very easy to download, sir. Just open your phone, get out your QR code reader, and take a picture of it. Can I just have my hamburger? No? I can only get it with the app. Yeah. That was like a couple of weeks ago. McDonald's. you got 2 free double cheeseburgers. As long as you ordered them on the app. I wanted 2 double cheeseburgers for free. I didn't want the app. Without the app, sir, you can't get the cheeseburgers for free. I don't want the app. I just want to eat. Well, the only way you can eat is with the app. Forget it. I'll go home and make a sandwich. See ya. One of these days, you won't be able to open your refrigerator without an app. Come on, I'm hungry. Did you download the Maytag app? No. What? Your refrigerator won't open unless you download the Maytag app. I don't have a Maytag. I have a Frigidaire. Well, you're staying in the app, asshole. You ain't getting in that refrigerator without the app. Okay, I'll download the app. I don't want it. QR code reader apps. I'd rather kiss the vulture on his beak than download an app. And with that, hopefully my mouse works. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you that. I got a new mouse. It's got headlights. It turns colors. In order for me to get it to change colors, I had to download on my computer an app. Because without the app, I didn't have headlights that changed colors. And since I paid for them, I downloaded the app so I could change colors on my mouse. It better work. With that,